You've been told to take your medication, watch your salt, and stress less. But what if some of the most powerful tools for lowering blood pressure have been sitting in your kitchen this whole time, and a doctor who lived past 100 swore by them? Welcome back to Prime Health Lab, the channel dedicated to helping seniors live stronger, sharper, and healthier every single day. Today we're talking about high blood pressure, one of the most common and most misunderstood health concerns among people over 60. We're going to walk through 5 simple natural remedies that have been used for generations. And yes, they're backed by both ancient wisdom and modern science. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we put out content like this every week, just for you. Now, let's get into it. Let's start by understanding what's actually happening inside your body, because once you understand it, everything else makes perfect sense. Blood pressure is simply the force your blood puts on the walls of your arteries as your heart pumps it through your body. Think of it like water flowing through a garden hose. If the hose is wide and flexible, the water flows easily. But if the hose is narrow, stiff, or partially blocked, the pressure inside builds up. And over time, that extra pressure causes damage. Now here's what makes this tricky for seniors specifically. As we age, our blood vessels naturally become a little stiffer. Our kidneys, which help regulate fluid and salt balance, don't work quite as efficiently as they used to. And our nervous system, which controls how our heart responds to stress, becomes more reactive. All of that together means that blood pressure tends to creep upward as the years go on, often without any obvious symptoms. That's why doctors call it the silent killer. You might feel completely fine while your arteries are quietly under strain, and that strain, over months and years, increases the risk of heart attack, stroke, kidney damage, and even memory problems. So what can you actually do about it, naturally, at home, without turning your life upside down? The first remedy is one you might already have in your pantry, and it has been central to Japanese wellness culture for centuries. It is fermented food, specifically a traditional Japanese staple called natto, which is made from fermented soybeans. Now, you don't have to eat natto specifically. The principle here is fermentation. Fermented foods, whether that's plain yogurt, kimchi, miso, or kefir, are rich in probiotics, which are beneficial bacteria that support your gut health. Here's why that matters for blood pressure. Research over the last 2 decades has shown a strong connection between gut health and cardiovascular health. The bacteria in your gut help regulate how your body processes sodium, how it manages inflammation, and how it produces certain compounds that directly affect your blood vessels. A healthier gut means less inflammation, and less inflammation means more relaxed, flexible arteries, which means lower pressure. The practical takeaway is simple. Add 1 serving of a fermented food to your daily routine. A small cup of plain yogurt in the morning. A spoonful of miso stirred into warm water in the evening. Even a small portion of sauerkraut with your lunch. These are gentle, consistent steps, and consistency is exactly what your body needs. The second remedy in this first section is something even simpler, and it costs almost nothing. It is hydration. Not just drinking water, but drinking the right amount at the right times. Many seniors are chronically mildly dehydrated without realizing it because the sensation of thirst actually becomes less reliable with age. When you are even slightly dehydrated, your body responds by constricting blood vessels to conserve fluid, and that constriction raises your blood pressure directly. The goal is steady, regular sipping throughout the day. Not large amounts all at once, but a glass every hour or 2. Warm water is particularly gentle on the system and is traditionally preferred in Japanese health culture for its ability to support circulation without shocking the body. Now that we've covered what's happening in your body and how fermented foods and hydration lay the foundation, let's talk about 2 remedies that work through completely different pathways, but are just as powerful and just as simple to bring into your daily life. The third remedy is something you are doing right now, in this very moment, without even thinking about it. Breathing. But here is the key. Most of us, especially as we get older and carry more stress, are breathing in a way that actually keeps our nervous system on edge. Short, shallow breaths that barely fill the chest. And that pattern, repeated all day long, keeps your body in a low-level state of tension, which keeps your blood pressure elevated. Here is the science behind it, explained simply. Your body has two modes. The first is your alert mode, the part of your nervous system that responds to stress, danger, and urgency. When this mode is active, your heart beats faster, your blood vessels tighten, and your blood pressure rises. The second is your rest and recovery mode, the part that slows everything down, relaxes your vessels, and allows your body to heal. Deep, slow, intentional breathing is one of the fastest known ways to switch from the first mode into the second. Japanese wellness traditions have understood this for centuries. Practices built around slow, mindful breathing, whether through meditation, gentle movement, or simply quiet sitting, have long been associated with longevity and cardiovascular health in cultures where people routinely live well into their 90s and beyond. The technique itself could not be more straightforward. Sit comfortably, either in a chair or on your bed. Place one hand gently on your belly. Breathe in slowly through your nose for a count of 4, feeling your belly rise. Hold that breath gently for a count of 4. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6 to 8, feeling your belly fall. That extended exhale is the most important part. It is the signal that tells your nervous system it is safe to relax. Do this for just 5 minutes in the morning before you get up, and 5 minutes in the evening before you sleep. Many seniors who practice this consistently report not just lower blood pressure readings within a few weeks, but also better sleep, less anxiety, and a greater general sense of calm throughout the day. It costs nothing. It requires no equipment, and it works with your body's own built-in chemistry. Now, the fourth remedy brings us back to the kitchen, and this one might surprise you with just how much research stands behind it. We are talking about garlic, humble, everyday garlic that you likely already have sitting on your counter or in your refrigerator. Garlic contains a compound called allicin, which is released when the clove is crushed or chopped. Allicin has been shown in multiple studies to help relax the smooth muscle tissue that lines the walls of your blood vessels. When those muscles relax, the vessels widen slightly, and when vessels widen, pressure drops. It is the same principle as the garden hose again. A wider, more relaxed hose carries the same amount of water with far less pressure. The most effective way to use garlic for this purpose is raw or very lightly cooked. Heavy cooking breaks down the allicin before your body can absorb it. The traditional Japanese and Mediterranean approach, both cultures associated with exceptional longevity, involves using garlic regularly as a seasoning in its most natural form. A simple daily habit is to crush or finely chop one small garlic clove and let it sit for about 10 minutes before eating it. That resting period actually increases the allicin content. You can stir it into a small amount of olive oil, mix it into warm broth, or blend it into a salad dressing. If the taste is too strong on its own, a tiny drizzle of honey alongside it softens the flavor considerably while adding its own gentle anti-inflammatory benefits. The key with garlic, just like with everything else we are discussing today, is consistency over intensity. 1 clove a day, every day, is far more valuable than eating a large amount occasionally. Your body responds to steady, gentle inputs, not dramatic ones. So to bring this section together, your breath and your seasoning are 2 tools you already have access to right now that can begin working on your blood pressure today. Slow breathing recalibrates your nervous system from the outside in. Garlic supports your blood vessels from the inside out. Together, they create a quiet but meaningful shift in how your cardiovascular system operates day to day. We have covered fermented foods and hydration, breathwork, and garlic. Each one of those works through a different pathway in your body, your gut, your fluid balance, your nervous system, your blood vessels. And now we come to the fifth remedy, which in many ways is the most underrated of all. Not because it is complicated, but because it is so simple that most people dismiss it without giving it a real chance. The fifth remedy is gentle, consistent movement. Not exercise in the way you might be imagining, not a gym, not weights, not anything that pushes or strains your body. We are talking about slow, deliberate, low-intensity movement that your body was genuinely designed for. Walking, gentle stretching, slow body weight movements done in your living room. The kind of movement that leaves you feeling warm and loosened up, not breathless or sore. Here is why this matters so directly for blood pressure. When you move your body, even gently, your muscles require more oxygen, so your heart begins pumping more efficiently. Over time, a heart that gets regular gentle exercise becomes stronger and more capable of pushing blood through your body with less effort and less force. Think of it like a pump that has been well maintained versus one that has been sitting unused. The well-maintained pump does the same job with far less strain. Beyond the heart itself, gentle movement also helps your blood vessels stay flexible. Remember how we talked about stiffening arteries being one of the key reasons blood pressure rises with age? Movement is one of the most direct and proven ways to slow that stiffening process. It encourages the inner lining of your blood vessels to produce a natural compound that keeps them supple and relaxed, and that flexibility alone can make a measurable difference in your pressure readings over time. In Japan, one of the most widely practiced daily habits among older adults is a form of gentle morning movement done outdoors. It is not vigorous, it is not rushed. It is simply the body being moved through its natural range, arms, shoulders, hips, knees, in a slow and intentional way, often accompanied by deep breathing. This combination of movement and breath, done consistently each morning, has been associated for generations with lower rates of cardiovascular disease and greater mobility well into old age. You do not need a program or a plan to start. You simply need to move a little more than you did yesterday. A 10-minute walk after breakfast. A few gentle shoulder rolls and neck stretches before you sit down for the day. Standing up from your chair every hour and taking a slow lap around the room. These are not dramatic changes, but for your cardiovascular system, they are profoundly meaningful signals that your body is active, alive, and being cared for. Now, let's bring everything together, because here is the one principle that makes all 5 of these remedies actually work, and without it, none of them will reach their full potential. That principle is patience combined with consistency. We live in a world that promises fast results, quick fixes, instant relief, and when it comes to our health, that mindset can actually work against us. Because it leads us to try something for 3 days, feel like nothing has changed, and give up. But your blood pressure did not rise overnight. It rose gradually, over months and years of small accumulations. And it will come down the same way, gradually, through small, consistent actions that stack on top of each other over time. What Japanese wellness philosophy understands deeply, and what modern science increasingly confirms, is that the body responds not to dramatic interventions, but to steady, loving repetition. A little fermented food every day, a glass of water every hour, 5 minutes of slow breathing morning and evening, 1 clove of garlic in your meals, 10 minutes of gentle movement after breakfast. None of these feel like much on their own, but together, practiced daily over 4 to 6 weeks, they create a cumulative shift in how your entire cardiovascular system operates. Many seniors who commit to even 3 or 4 of these habits consistently report noticeable improvements in their readings, their energy levels, their sleep quality, and their overall sense of ease in their body. Not because any one remedy is magical, but because the body, given the right conditions consistently, has a remarkable ability to rebalance itself. Your age is not a barrier to that rebalancing. It is simply the context in which it happens. And the fact that you are here, watching this, learning this, means you are already doing the most important thing. You are paying attention to your health with intention and care. So let's do a quick recap of what we covered today. First, add a fermented food to your daily routine to support your gut and reduce inflammation. Second, sip water steadily throughout the day to keep your blood vessels relaxed and your body properly balanced. Third, practice 5 minutes of slow, deep breathing in the morning and evening to calm your nervous system. Fourth, include a small amount of raw or lightly prepared garlic in your meals each day to support flexible, relaxed blood vessels. And fifth, bring gentle, consistent movement into your mornings. Even 10 minutes makes a real difference over time. None of these require a prescription. None of them require you to overhaul your life. They simply require you to show up for yourself, a little bit every single day. If you found this helpful, please give this video a like because it helps more seniors just like you find this content when they need it most. Share it with someone you care about, a friend, a sibling, a spouse, because good information is one of the best gifts you can give. And subscribe to Prime Health Lab if you haven't already, so you never miss a video made specifically with your health and your quality of life in mind. You deserve to feel well. You deserve to feel strong. And you are closer to that than you might think. We will see you in the next one.